Afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Another question for you guys. By show of hands, who are your plans on driving their car, their current car, for the next 45 years? Nobody? Didn't think so. Almost seems unfeasible to even think about that, but it has been done. Meet Irv Gordon. In his 1966 Volvo P1800, which was photographed behind him. He has owned this car for 45 years, and according to Volvo, his car now has over 3 million miles on it. Not to say that it hasn't been in a few wrecks. It's been wrecked twice, but the motor's only been rebuilt twice. That's an average. He averaged 1 million miles on every motor. Now, can you imagine the amount of money he has saved by not having a car payment over the last half century? Just think about that. Average car payments now are around $479 a month. Multiply that by 50. It's a lot of money. Now, I'm not here to convince you to drive your car for 45 years because I know that it can only happen on rare occasions at best. So I know everyone in here will have to buy a newer vehicle, to either replace their old one or as their first vehicle. A vehicle is a very critical purchase in a person's life. It could be a very pleasant experience or it could be a complete nightmare. Because I bought a car that I knew I could afford and that I knew wouldn't give me much trouble mechanically, I was able to save enough money to where I'm paying for my college education now, and hopefully I've saved enough money so I can pay for my master's degree without the need for a job. Purchasing the right car was a very important step in the right direction in my life in order for me to achieve the goals that I wanted to. So today I'm going to share some of the very important aspects that I learned of purchasing a vehicle with you. First, I'm going to teach my philosophy for purchasing a vehicle and purchases in general, and why you shouldn't buy a new car, and also other costs to consider whenever you purchase a car. My first philosophy is want versus needs. Obviously, one of these cars is a want, and the other car is a need. Anybody tell me which one it is?
Want, need.
Yes. Up on top here, you have a $550,000 Saline S7. Very expensive. Down here, you have my car, 2003 Honda Civic. Paid $12,000 for it. Had for 9 years now. Now, whenever it comes to want versus need, that should apply to every purchase. You should always purchase what you need, not what you want. But as it applies to cars, you have to think ahead in the future a little bit. You have to think about your needs 5 years down the road. You here plans on having kids eventually, 5, 10 years down the road maybe. I know I do. So I have a car that's safe for kids, economical, gets good gas mileage. I know it's not going to cost me much, it's not going to give me much trouble. Next, we'll talk about buying a car. You shouldn't buy a new car. New cars come with lots of problems usually, especially if they change model over. For instance, according to the New York Times, the Toyota accelerator problem was blamed for 89 deaths in their vehicles. These people died in accidents, but it wasn't because they weren't paying attention or they were hit by other drivers. Their car killed them. So you want to research vehicles before you purchase them, so that's the reason you should not buy new cars. Another major reason is depreciation. As soon as you buy a car within the next year, it's going to depreciate up to 25%. That's a 25% loss you're already taking as soon as you buy the car. It's a very substantial loss to take for an investment over 4 years. That's guaranteed zero return. Next is other costs to consider. A lot of people make a mistake here. They know they can afford a car, but they don't think about the other costs that are involved in a car. For instance, auto insurance. According to carinsurance.com, the average annual cost for car insurance is $1,736. That's the average cost. Could be more, could be less. But one of my tips is shop around. Make these car insurance companies compete against each other. Tell them what you got with one company, see if they get better. Next cost, fuel. Another cost people don't consider. If you drive an average of 12,500 miles per year, at the national average 2 weeks ago was $3.78. If you drove that, that cost you $1,500 a year. That's in a vehicle that gets 30 miles a gallon. And a car that gets 15 miles a gallon obviously doubles. It's $3,000 a gallon. Next, another cost people don't consider is the maintenance of the vehicle. Some vehicles just cost more to maintain. If you buy a Mercedes, it's going to cost you an arm and leg to maintain that thing. Also, another little tip for maintenance, the more mechanical parts there are, the more it's going to cost you in maintenance. So if you have a 8-cylinder, 4-wheel drive truck, it's going to cost you more than a 4-cylinder, 2-wheel drive car in maintenance. So when purchasing a vehicle, keep these things in mind. Never buy what you want. Always think ahead for your future needs. Don't buy a new car. And consider other costs. If you take this advice, you'll be capable of saving lots of money, like our friend Irv here. And you'll be able to accomplish the things you want to in life.